Hey YouTube, Longboys Post 975. I know the title. What can I say? Best laid plans. I gotta stop making them because I obviously can't adhere to them. So yeah, it happened. Now, I do want to go on record, by the way, and say, when I said I wasn't going to openly collect for the PlayStation 2, it's not because I have a problem with the system. I think it's an absolutely fantastic system. In fact, I've owned two prior to the one I have now. It's just I didn't really intend on collecting for PlayStation 2 because my brain doesn't really consider it a retro system. But then, having said that, I thought about it afterwards. I thought, well, you know what? I don't just play retro systems. I play games, so it doesn't hurt. I'm not going to go batshit crazy, but it doesn't hurt to pick up PlayStation 2 games. Plus, if I didn't, delve into the catalogue, because obviously it's massive, and there's some serious, slices of fried gold in there, well, then I'd be cutting my nose off to spite my face, wouldn't I? So, yeah. Before I talk about the PlayStation 2 games I picked up Medal of Honor Underground on PlayStation 1. This was a rookie mistake. I was on Amazon and there's so many PlayStation 1 games on there that cost fuck all. In fact, it's the posters that stings you more. So I ordered a bunch of them and I was going after specific ones I had that I knew I would enjoy because I loved them back in the day. And I meant to get the original Medal of Honor. I mean, let this be a lesson to you people. Pay attention before you start flashing the plastic. So yeah, I love the original Medal of Honor. I mean, at the time I remember people saying, oh, it's a GoldenEye rip-off, but I just think, what, fantastic GoldenEye-esque controls, World War II, win-win as far as I'm concerned. I've never really played Medal of Honor 2. I've seen a little bit of it around my mate's house back in the day, and I remember while it probably plays very, very, tight, and it probably is as good as the original. I don't know. I know video games. I can't have a chip on my shoulder. Can I get my words out? Can I have a chip on my shoulder and say, oh, it's not realistic? Because that, any video game, even if it tries to be realistic, isn't necessarily going to achieve that, is it? But I don't know. I was disappointed when I saw my buddy play it, and there's a level where we have to fight like a magic knight or something. And I know Hitler was obsessed with the occult, but that was just a little bit too much for me. But obviously, you know what? I'll definitely give it a go. I'll definitely give it a go. I am still going to pick up the original one, but then I saw this, and I had to have this Ridge Racer Type 4. I think this is my favourite entry into the series after the original, that is. I mean, I love Ridge Racer, which I'm probably going to pick up as well, but this was just utterly fantastic. Obviously they tried something different at the time, didn't they? The play level was sort of upped by Gran Turismo, so that kind of this had a, I don't know, I do remember the graphics sort of were tweaked and improved, and they had that kind of, well, we got to compete with Gran Turismo, so that sort of shadows, lighting, stuff like that. But this is just an absolutely fantastic game, and obviously it's got slightly more element of tuning and stuff like that in there. Got one of the best intros ever. If you've never seen it, look it up on YouTube. It's fantastic. Pretty much has nothing to do with the game. Some hot chick breaks the heel on her shoe and then thumbs a lift from a sports car. But yeah, it also came with a second disc. I don't really know much about it. I do know from back in the day when I had it. Ridge Racer High Tech Demo. I got this nagging feeling that because they had to pull out all the stops for to get this game to run at 60 frames a second, they learned some little tricks along the way, and so they were so impressed that they went back and they remastered the original Ridge Racer so it could finally run at 60 frames a second. I don't know, I could be wrong. That's how I recall it. But yeah, so quite pleased with those. Definitely can't wait to crack into Ridge Racer Type 4. But yeah, so I picked up some PlayStation 2 games. I was in Blockbuster earlier on. I don't generally go to Blocky because they're overpriced and shit. But from time to time I'll stick my head in it just because obviously they tend to get some games that nowhere else gets. For whatever reason, I don't know. And they had a whole bunch of used PlayStation 2 games, and they're like £2 a pop, and it was buy two, get one free. One free. So I picked up God of War 2. I've never played it. I've never played the first. In fact, the only one I have played is the one on the PSP, which I really, really like. But obviously everyone rants about this game. And so I thought, you know what? I've got to give it a bash. I do know from when my brother had it, I was really, really impressed with Medusa in it. I always thought that she was pretty much the best depiction I've seen of Medusa in any form of media. But yeah, so God of War 3. And then I picked up Tomb Raider Anniversary. And there's a reason I picked this up. I actually had it on the Wii when I first had my Wii. I love the original Tomb Raider. Not so much any of the other ones, but the original Tomb Raider is a fantastic game. So like a remastered, version of Tomb Raider, with current gen or then current gen hardware, what's not to love? But yeah, I basically had it on the Wii, and while I defend the Wii motion controls to the to the nines, even I admit that there's some games just don't need motion controls, and that was one of them. That basically rendered it, I would say unplayable, but it certainly took away some of the enjoyment of trying to perform some of the easier tasks. So basically, I remember I played it for an hour or so, and I just took it back to the store and said it's shit. So I am quite looking forward to playing that with real controls. And so the one I got for free, and I know absolutely nothing about this game, so if it is shit, by all means, leave a comment. But yeah, it's Rainbow Six Lockdown. Now, the reason I picked this up was there was nothing else there. It looks so traditional Rainbow Six game, and I love Rainbow Six Vegas 2 on the 360. You know, it's an absolutely fantastic game. So I thought, well, chances are it's Ubisoft, it's Rainbow Six, it should be alright. I don't know, but yeah. So there you go. I've got some PlayStation 2 games. So from now on, I guess I'm not going to say I shouldn't do something or won't do something, because it keeps biting me in the ass. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.